Banange fena tulidde ku consumer satisfaction. Nogula ekintu n'okitwaleka n'okitestinga okukituusaayo nga tekikola
ate nga tekina garanti ebisinga tebibala na garanti.
Waliwo eyagamba nti bakuserera mu katale oyongera mu luguudo. So ebintu ebyo tetugenda byogerako leero arising out of the dissatisfaction that most consumers these days are getting when they purchase some things. We want to talk to the people. How do you deal with it? Where do you run to?
Share your experience. Has it happened? How did you deal with it?
Right. Sebo, wali okuseka ekintu notuuka waka nekitakola bulungi oba nogamba bano banfeze kirabika?
Yali esimu
kiki kyaliko?
Nali nakagigula nenzikira wiki
nga battery nga naawe tobimanyi.
Samanya kyagituukako yalekera buleke zokkola.
Yereka yali abachina.
Era China police.
Kati wakola otya waddayo? Waddayo?
Naddayo naye bagana okumpaamu endala.
Teyalina garanti.
Nenjitereka buteresi.
Generally, how do you think consumer or customer care is in Uganda? Rosa, so far
it varies with the commodity. I had an experience whereby I bought a commodity and I was so disappointed. One day I was from work and a little stressed and going home, so I decided to buy a movie. You know these movies you buy in the street. And it had a fascinating title, good pictures, and well, it was cheap. It was about 1,000 shillings. A movie that you buy about 20,000.
Yes.
So I'm excited. I buy a soda along the way. I know I'm going home. I'm going to catch a movie. And only to place it in, it's a translated kung fu movie. Yet I thought it was a series. You know that disappointment, and you can't come back to town. Look for the person you bought it from. So
and you have no receipt.
You have no receipt.
Sorry.
It was a gentleman agreement, so you find that you just have to give up on that.
Right.
So I think it depends on where you buy the commodity, who you buy it from. If they are genuine, like now I resolved I won't buy street movies again. I just have to go to a supermarket so that if it is not the rightful movie, I can always go back and say this.
Do you think that generally when it comes to customer care, companies or individuals are doing well to make sure that they retain customers?
Sometimes they are doing well, but actually in some companies, customer care is not good. Yeah, like you go to a medicine company to buy some drugs, few of them, customers are many, yet you want to go very early. What you resort to do, you leave the medicine there, then you come back late. That's how customer care serves in Uganda. But in some companies, there are a lot of delays because our development is so low. And somehow, somewhere, customer care is not good.
Naye kati omuntu agenda mu ddwaliro n'agula ne bamugamba komawo dda okime eddagala nga wali olayi. I know a pharmacy in Wandegeya bali abantu batono naye layini mpanvu nnyo.
Is it because the drugs are cheap?
Abakyala yemu abasinga okubeera ku front desk za kampuni zino ne mwebyula ne muteekako biki nemusmiling omulowooza mukoze omulimu mulungi.
Omulimu si mulungi nnyo. Ebitundu ebisinga customer care tewali generally. Wane mu bank sezo zola nazo otuukayo nga wali time erina okuba nga bwe bali musanga wali closed nebuuza wagye balase nga it's time for working. Si nnungi.
We talk to Chimera Henry, who is from the Uganda Consumer Education Trust. Omwami ono natubulira what we need to do to make sure that we as consumers can be protected, but also as service deliverers, what can you do to retain your customers? Check this out.
Kireetera abagula n'abakozesa obutabeera basanyufu eri ebintu bye baba baguze kiva ku mutindo gw'ekintu kye baba baguze. Katube nti oguze emmere oba ogenze mu restaurant n'ogula emmere nebanga si ya mutindo mulungi n'oyo akuweereza ate mu restaurant eyo kuba kuweereza naye ate nga naye si mulungi akwewuliriddeko aboggoka kwegamba n'emmere eri bwe yeesangibwa nga mbi n'agikuweereza nga ate naye neeyisaayo embi ogenda okwesanga nga tomatidde tofunye kiki kyolina kufuna mu nsimbi ezo z'osaasaanyiza. Ekintu ky'otandikirako ng'oguze ekintu emirundi egisinga saba lisiiti. Obwo bwe bujulizi obusooka nti waguze ekintu obagambe nti ogenze n'ofuna obujjanjabi mu ddwaliro nowesanga nti omusawo takujjanjabye bulungi. Wali ekibiina kye bayita Uganda Dental and Medical Practitioners Council eyo ogenda n'owabire wa registrar n'olaga naye nga kiri osooke mu kalwaliro gye wagenze ogambe nti obuweereza bwo saabo matidde. Bw'obanga oguze eddagala nga kyamu kiryose n'oddayo n'ogamba waka pharmacy nti risiiti eno ogiraba oba prescription eno naguze wano eddagala naye eddagala eryo terinkoze bulungi. Bw'abanga takufuddeeko n'olyoka ogenda mu Uganda Drug Authority bw'oba oguze ekintu ku katale nga tekituukagana na mutindo ogenda mu National Bureau of Standards. Ebitongole ebirala bingi naye ng'ebyo mu bufunze byensobodde okukumenyerako okulaba nti bibayamba mu mpeereza.
Sebo owulidde omwami Kimera kyagambye, but do you think that you can actually pursue this route n'ogenda mu National Drug Authority omwami oli yagula movie ya 10 n'agitwala oba mukati oba yagitwala mu Uganda Film Actors simanyi, do you think we have the capacity to pursue that long road?
I think it's really somewhere it's impossible because you find the value of the thing item you bought is very little, and now when you go through these processes you spend a lot more money than buying. The money you spend on buying something, like as you were saying, you even don't know where that office is. You may need some people to direct you about that, but I think I knew they used to be in Entebbe. I don't know where that's the head office. I don't know if they have branch offices. Now you may buy a movie on the street for 1,000 shillings and then going to Entebbe to report is 7,000 shillings because you have to go and come back. And the time you take there, all that becomes very expensive. Like there is an instance that happened to me of recent. My phone was off for almost a week because I was waiting for a service from MTN. I went to Shoprite, Entebbe Road. I lost a line and I was duplicating a line. They told me wait for 1 hour. 1 hour. If it's not through, you call me back. I called back. It was 2 days. Nothing happened. I had to change the location.
Wow. And
I threw away that card. I had to go for another new card. You find these things are really they are biting us in hard.
Right.
Yeah. Even instance of a movie happened to me one time, and I only found a spot of a porno on a movie which I bought. I liked Nigerian.
You brought your children.
Yes. I liked Nigerian. I went and I bought a movie, but the first thing I put on my laptop when I checked, it was only a spot of a porno.
Right.
I think I don't know what it was, like 1 KB. I couldn't get anything out of it. Wow, and then it disappeared. Nothing else was on that.
Right.
Nothing else was on that CD anymore, and the money gone.
How do you let the service provider know really the service John Padde ambi otandika otya?
No, in Uganda, like sugar boy, when it was expensive,
right?
I went to these street people and bought a kilo of sugar at 3,000. When reaching home, I put in my computer in my container where I measure. I found it was half.
Really?
Yes. I decided never to buy on the street. I go to the supermarket. What I buy is expensive right now. I know I have bought something I know I want. But
bwe tusobola kugamba muntu nti really this kitompadde omutandika otya musajja
toyinza musangawo
omuntu
mulala yakuguziza toyinza musangawo
kaŋŋambe ng'omusanzeewo ng'omusanze waali omutandika otya
andi kati okugamba nti ekintu kyewanguziza kifu n'okimuleetera kati wamala okimuwa ye nga ye agaana tayinza kukkiriza nti yakikuwadde kate nowoleta risiiti kuba tekuli linnya lye toyinza kugamba nti oba yakikuwadde ati awo bireka bulesi nogamba kaofiremu awo
wali ozzeeyoko n'oclaiming ekintu ekyo ky'obuzizza
street sidangayoko
balimwe mugula mu street mukoka
muduka kale olwo nagulayoko nagulako radio yalina $24 nagulako muchina najimpa nankofandi kati apadde garanti naye era bwe yakolako omwezi gumu radio neyononeka yazikira omulundi gomwenawe shopkeeper yali muchina mama tubigula nga tetubalaba ne bifa kati wabigula ku muchina yenyinga mumaduka omwo mwakids omwo somewhere once najigula nenjimudiza nangamba ogikolera soko yongeyo sente ongera sente ogitereza kanwa nakumakali kafudi akantwale 5 still era kongerako sente era ogizaayo era negaana okukola kati era mwanyi nakivaako buvi oyatukanagala garanti yali apadde ya mwaka kikwati yakwagwa nayo neyekyanga mumadi nagula ndala kati awo bintu nebibanga sibyangu.
Mr. Chimera told us that if you're dissatisfied, you go and report here, and here. Where should these people go when you insult them? Like if you find me and I'm supposed to serve you and I'm a shopkeeper and you insult me, or I'm a waitress and you insult me, where am I going to turn to? Because you've also infringed on my rights.
You go to the police.
Police?
Yes.
And say what?
Hey, and say what you want to report.
Ba ngendega meti customer badayagala kunkwana.
What am security? Bank. Tell them.
Assuming you're running your own business, how are you going to keep your customers satisfied?
I think a show like this could also help my customers, help me know what my customers are responding towards this. Then also I ensure that I train my staff on the importance of a customer to a business as well. And then also I try to also be part of the business. At times people start up businesses and they are behind the business. They just come to find out how it is doing and that's it. But they don't get down to find out how the customers are doing, how the product is selling, things like that.
Right.
A good example is the Indians. You notice that they keep in and out of their business, they keep following up their customers, how they like the product. So following up is also good.
So you give a call to someone and say, is the television working, my friend? Jelly good, man. I give you 10% discount, That's what we are looking at, customer satisfaction. Ndoza ngafe minibus tugezaako bannange netugenda tubagamba mugenda ku Facebook mpulule bakashoka bakolera
Bateka kukolera still put it.
Oba tokyagala tuvume.
It's okay.
We shall report to the police. But you can write to us minibusuganda@gmail.com.
I take a Facebook page ka Minibus Uganda, or you can SMS us, tell us Sibamatira 6565.
Follow us on Twitter or follow me on Twitter @mbgold2 and tell me what you think about this show. How are you keeping your customer happy so that we can all be a part of this development?